Chosen one. Listen carefully, don't skip this, don't scroll. Because this message is not random. You didn't find this by accident. You were guided here. Right now you might feel stuck, confused, tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of praying for something that still hasn't changed. You wake up every day with the same questions in your mind. Kab battle gasab, kab mary zindagi ka direction change hoga, kaya god mujsun by rahahai. And sometimes, you don't even have the energy to ask anymore. You just stay silent. You smile outside, but inside, you're carrying a weight no one sees. Here is the truth you need to hear today. God is about to change something in your life you never expected. Not what you planned, not what you imagined, but something better, something deeper, something divine. The reason you feel uncomfortable right now is because your old season is ending. You are standing between two worlds, one that no longer fits you, and one you are not yet familiar with. That space feels painful. That space feels lonely. That space feels confusing. But that space is called transformation. You think God is silent, but in reality, God is working in ways you cannot see. Behind the scenes, doors are shifting. People are being removed. Delays are being arranged. Redirections are happening, not to hurt you, but to protect you from something that would have destroyed you later. Sometimes God doesn't give you what you want, because what you want is too small. You prayed for comfort. God is preparing growth. You prayed for ease. God is building strength. You prayed for answers. God is changing your character first, because the blessing you are asking for requires a version of you that you have not become yet. That's why the waiting feels heavy. That's why the process feels slow. That's why nothing makes sense. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. There are things God is about to change in your life that you didn't even pray for. Things you didn't expect. Things you didn't plan. Things you couldn't imagine. A connection you thought would last forever will end. A door you thought was closed forever will open. A situation you thought was permanent will shift suddenly. A version of you that felt broken will be healed quietly. And the craziest part, God's timing is not slow. It is precise. You think you are late. God says you are right on time. You think nothing is happening. God says everything is aligning. You think you lost something. God says you were saved from something. Sometimes God changes your life, not by adding something new, but by removing what was draining you. He removes fake people. He removes wrong attachments. He removes unhealthy habits. He removes old identities. And it hurts because we get emotionally attached to what feels familiar, even if it is damaging us. But God loves you too much to let you stay in a place that is slowly killing your spirit. Right now, God is rearranging your life, not for comfort, but for purpose. That's why you feel restless. That's why your old goals don't excite you anymore. That's why you feel disconnected from your old self. You are evolving. You are outgrowing. You are being upgraded. The old you cannot enter the next season. The next season needs a new mindset, a stronger heart, a deeper faith, a quieter ego. That's why God is breaking you gently, so He can rebuild you properly. And here's the secret most people don't understand. The biggest changes in life don't come with noise. They come with silence. A silent shift in your thoughts. A silent shift in your priorities. A silent shift in what you tolerate. A silent shift in what you desire. One day you just wake up and realize, I'm not the same person anymore. You don't chase validation. You don't beg for attention. You don't fear being alone. You don't settle for less, because God already changed something inside you first. External change always starts with internal transformation. Before God changes your situation, He changes your perception. Before He changes your environment, He changes your mindset. Before He gives you new blessings, He removes old limitations. That's why this season feels uncomfortable, because you are shedding an old identity. You are becoming someone your past self wouldn't even recognize. And yes, right now you may feel lost, but you are not lost. You are being redirected. You may feel empty, but you are being emptied of what no longer serves you. You may feel delayed, but you are being aligned with divine timing. There is something God is about to change in your life that will make you say, "Now I understand why everything had to happen this way." Not because the pain was good, but because the purpose was greater. The struggle refined you, the waiting taught you, the silence strengthened you, the disappointment redirected you, and the change that's coming. It will not just affect your situation, it will affect your identity. You will think differently, you will choose differently, you will react differently, you will love differently, because God is not just changing what you have, He is changing who you are. And the best part, this change will come when you least expect it, when you stop forcing, when you surrender, when you finally say, "God, I trust you even if I don't understand." That's when things shift. That's when doors open. That's when the miracle begins. Not with noise, not with drama, but with divine alignment. Something is about to change, not around you, but within you. And once that happens, nothing will ever be the same again. And when this change finally arrives, it won't look the way you imagined. It won't come with fireworks. It won't come with loud announcements. It will arrive quietly, but it will change everything. You will feel it in the way you breathe, in the way you think, in the way you respond instead of react. Things that once triggered you will no longer control you. Things that once scared you will no longer define you. You will realize that God didn't just fix a problem. He rewired your entire perspective. You won't need to chase what is meant for you anymore. You won't need to beg for love, attention, or validation. What belongs to you will find you naturally. Because alignment attracts, desperation repels. This is the season where effort is replaced with ease, where confusion is replaced with clarity, where anxiety is replaced with trust. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you become grounded. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" And you start saying, "What is this teaching me?" That shift alone changes your entire destiny. The change God is bringing is not just external success. It is internal peace. Peace that doesn't depend on people. Peace that doesn't depend on outcomes. Peace that stays even when things are uncertain. And that kind of peace is rare. That kind of peace is powerful. That kind of peace is divine. One day you will look back at this version of yourself, the one who was confused, tired, doubting, and you will feel proud, not because everything worked out easily, but because you stayed when it was hard. You trusted when it didn't make sense. You grew when you could have given up. And that is why God chose this way to change your life. Not fast, not forced, but deep, real, permanent. So if right now you feel like something is ending, like a chapter is closing, like your old self is fading, that's not loss, that's transition. God is about to change something you never expected. And when it happens, you won't just see it, you will feel it. In your heart, in your mind, in your soul. And for the first time in a long time, you won't be chasing life anymore. Life will finally be moving toward you.